What's going on, guys? Kevin here from thesportsgeek.com. In this video, I'm going to go over my DraftKings Waste Management Phoenix Open picks. Before we move on to this week's Phoenix Open, let's take a look back at the Farmers Insurance Open picks. I gave out 4 golfers last week. 3 of the 4 golfers made the cut, and things were looking really good heading into the weekend. Woodland was leading the tournament, Dustin Johnson wasn't far behind, and Siwoo Kim was playing good golf as well. But unfortunately, bad weather came in and the golfers just completely blew up. Woodland finished with 74 points, Johnson with 71, Siwoo Kim 62, Rogers with 23.5. So it wasn't awful, but I was expecting a lot more heading into the weekend. I know a lot of you guys did cash with your 50-50 and double up lineup, so congrats to you guys if you did. 3 of 4 wasn't bad at all this weekend, considering only, I think it was 2 or 3% of the people in the big GPPs had all 6 make the cut. So if you had 4 or 5 make the cut this week, you had a good chance of cashing. So you can see the little note there at the bottom. It says just 6 of 14 of Steve's picks made the cut, but he hit the winner with Snedeker. So if you don't know who Steve is, he's a good buddy of mine. He does his golf picks at golfbanker.com. He does betting picks and DraftKings picks. He didn't have the greatest week with his DraftKings picks with just 6 of the 14 making the cut, but he picked Snedeker as one of the picks. And if you had Snedeker in your lineup, you had a good chance of cashing. And Snedeker was one of his betting picks, so I had him at 17-1 to win the tournament, so I cashed with that as well. All right, so moving on to the Waste Management Phoenix Open. It's going to be played at TPC Scottsdale in Phoenix, Arizona. 7,266 yard par 71, and it's known for the loudest hole in golf, the par 3 16th. If you haven't watched this golf tournament in the past, you got to watch it this week. It's a lot of fun. A lot of the Arizona State students go out and watch the event. It's known for being really loud, really rowdy, and a lot of fun. And again, this week we're looking for golfers who hit the ball long off the tee and score well on par 5s. All right, so my first DraftKings Phoenix Open pick is going to be Brooks Koepka at 11,300. He won this event last year with a score of 15 under. He's a great young golfer rising up the ranks. He's now 16th in the world golf rankings. His last start on tour, he finished tied for 3rd at the Tournament of Champions. And he's a long hitter. He finished 8th in driving distance last season and 42nd in total driving, which is 2 stats we're going to be looking at this week. He's high priced. He's going to be a popular pick because he won last year, but I think he has a real good chance of going back-to-back this year. Moving down more towards the mid-tier golfers, we've got Brandon Steele at 8,800. Here's another really good driver of the golf ball. He ranked 16th in driving distance last year and T16th in total driving. He's got great course history here, T5, T6, T5, and T26 his last 4 years, which is pretty crazy. He's made 2 straight cuts, although he didn't have the greatest finishes. I'm not too worried about that. This course sets up well for him. He's got great course history. I think he's got a really good chance of taking down this tournament or at least finishing in the top 10 again. And then dropping down to 7,700, I'm going to go with Martin Laird. His last 3 events have been a T40, T49, and T8 finish this past weekend in San Diego. Last year, Laird was actually leading after the 2nd and 3rd round, but he shot a 72 on Sunday to go on for tied for 5th finish. And over his last 5 years, he does have a T5, T19, and T3 at Phoenix Open, so he really likes playing here. He ranked tied for 22nd in driving distance and 51st in total driving last season, despite having a pretty poor season overall. But I think this is going to be a bounce back year for Laird. He likes this tournament, and at 7,700, I think he's a good value play. And then my last pick of the week is going to be Kevin Chappell at 6,500. He's had mixed results here at the Phoenix Open with 2 missed cuts, a T24 and a T30 in his 4 trips. He did finish tied for 66 in his last tournament played, which might scare some people away. But over his last 17 tournaments, he's missed just 2 cuts, and he's had 9 top 25 finishes over that span. Last year, he ranked tied for 27th in total driving, 5th in approach shots from 175 to 200 yards out, and 48th from 200 plus yards out. So I think his game sets up well. He's playing okay recently, and at 6,500, I think he's a really good bargain. So I'll be taking Kevin Chappell in some of my lineups this week. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by clicking the thumbs up button on YouTube so I know to keep making videos like this. As long as we can get over 700 thumbs up again this week, I'll do another video for next week. And if you don't already have my free lineup generator tool, make sure you click on the lineup tool link in the YouTube description below. That will give you that tool for free and also my email updates. So as always guys, good luck with your contest this week. Hope you make some money. Cheers.